Hey guys, welcome to my channel. I wanted to do a quick tutorial on connecting one of these Sonos Connect amplifiers. So I've sold a few of them on eBay and I've worked with them quite extensively throughout. Some of them are already discontinued. As you already know, the product line has changed quite a bit. All the products are now black, I think. So I like to start off whenever I set up a Sonos, if I can help it, I would like to connect it, hardline it with an Ethernet cable. I think it avoids a lot of issues of Wi-Fi and such, and we'll go ahead and do both ways so that you can see the process. So I'm going to go ahead and plug this in. I'm going to hold the mute and volume together while I plug in the power cord. That's how I've always done it. I think you can always press and hold afterwards until it turns amber like that. Okay, then we know it is in setup mode or acquire mode. So I'm going to grab my iPad over here and I'm going to go ahead and bring up Sonos. I'll show you guys. Okay, so we have our iPad. I'm going to go to settings. I'm going to go to, let's try this like that. There we go. I'm going to go to system. I'm going to add a product. And I'm just going to scroll through the prompts. As I said, this is Ethernet connected, so the process of finding it on the network becomes a lot faster, I think, and easier in my opinion. As you saw, it already went green. I don't think it means much, but we'll go through the Wi-Fi setup as well so you can note the difference. That took absolutely no time to find. That is the correct one. I'm going to go ahead and hit setup product to confirm. In case you're doing multiple of these at the same time, this page appears. So I'm going to go ahead and press that. Wait for the prompts. Give it a few minutes while it connects. Okay, it's that simple. So right now we're just going to give it a generic name. I will factory reset this anyway. This is just for testing purposes. So we'll call this test room 1. Just for this exercise. Okay, added. I'm not going to add another one just yet. Of course, we're going to go through the update process. And I'll let that finish. It might take a while, so I'll go ahead. Well, I'll let it roll. Let's see how long it actually takes, so you can have an idea of how long it should take when everything goes right. If everything goes awry, then you'll see this process fail. I haven't seen it myself. I think my iPad was still charging a bit, so I'm going to go ahead and plug it in just to make sure I don't run out of juice while it's doing its update process. It's my iPad's at 26%. Yes, okay. Okay, perfect. We're going to continue, then it's going to register the product to whatever account you have set your Sonos app on. Okay, so that's done. So now I'm going to go to rooms, and as you can see, there it is, test room number 1. I think what I'd like to do as well is kind of show you guys a completely finished product. So I'm going to go ahead and remove these tabs. I don't know if you guys are aware, but these are removable so that you can get a speaker connection on there if you have the type of plugs that connect here. So I've got my speaker wire here. Okay, and this is what I mean. If you have nice, ends, then this is the preferred way of doing it. It's cleaner. So this is my right channel and my right speaker. Black to black, red to red. Simple, straightforward. Okay, black to black, red to red. Okay, so we hear a nice click in there. And lastly, I'm going to go ahead and pick some music here. Why don't we pick something random? How about some Howard? Oops, I just did that in the wrong place. Room, test, room 1, browse, Howard. All right, so
Wolfie played some audio from his trip. This was great. Wolfie shared.
Okay.
On his trip to Italy, he said church bells rang all day long, and the noise
all set up.
Was
simple, straightforward. Let's lower that. While I have this out, might as well kind of go over a few of the other connections that are typically not made, but if you're curious about them, primarily the analog audio in and the analog audio out for a subwoofer. So these would connect from, let's say, back in the old days, a DVD player or some sort of CD player or some sort of local source that is not internet-based from the iPad, let's say. So you would connect a CD player or some sort of output from another source device so that you can play it back on through your Sonos system and the speakers. The subwoofer output, same idea, it's an output instead of an input, so you would connect a single RCA audio, analog audio out to an amplifier, and then from that you would power your subwoofer. I wonder if I can make that choice right now. Yeah, so the way you would get to this input, you would go browse and see that all the way at the bottom it says line in. So right now it's not recognizing that there's any signal there because there isn't a signal there. It's very easy to do. Let me see if I have something that can generate a signal here. I don't. Okay. But anyway, so that is the process for adding a Sonos Connect amplifier to your existing Sonos system. And I will add that this is all on the S1 application. It is not on the latest one. I have not tried if this works on the S2. I suspect it won't. I find the S1, as you can judge, this is my actual system. I've used the S1 system from the beginning and I don't need to change it. I enjoy it, and until that time comes when I need to upgrade, I will continue to use this until, further notice. So I'm going to go ahead and hit stop here. And like I said, I'm going to go ahead and go through the entire process. I think I'm going to go ahead and unplug that Ethernet cable. And I think if I do that, it'll completely fail. Okay, so let's go ahead and reset this guy. So now that I've, set it up one way, I'd like to go ahead and try it the other way. So like I said, I don't think you need to unplug it necessarily. So I'm going to go ahead and, as you can, I don't know if you can tell, but that light is still on. I'm going to press and hold both the mute and volume up together until that happens. Okay, so now we're back to being in setup mode. I'll grab my handy iPad. I'll go to my settings. I'll go to my system tab. And I'm going to go ahead and add a product, continue. So basically the same process, except now we don't have the Ethernet cable connected to my network. We are going to set this up Wi-Fi, which is obviously added. Okay, so it looks like it added it quickly because it was probably already there. So not now, and we're done. So now, just to kind of verify, we go to room 1, hit play. Good. So that works. Fairly simple to do, as you can see. Again, I've removed the Ethernet connection, and just it is now working through my Wi-Fi network. All right. Thanks for watching, guys.